In No Man's Sky, the thing that determines your gameplay the most is your multi-tool, so upgrading one that fits you personally is possibly the best time investment you can do. Be it a super miner pistol, mega combat blaster, or hyper credit farming scanner, or maybe jack of all trades, or maybe one with blaze javelin. No, anyways, I'm gonna make sure that you know what's best for you.
Now, we all know that YouTube algorithm sucks, but you know what sucks less? Jesus Christ, who wrote this? YouTube themselves? Well, anyways, click the join button for YouTube members for the creators you believe in, and thank you all who do.
Like a ripe pudding that's been sitting on a store shelf developing its own culture, let's then begin with the simplest thing, getting the right multi-tool. But like the late stage capitalism, not all multi-tools are created equally. Some of them are rifles. Now, for a simple overview, I will link down below wiki page for the more specifics, but know that every multi-tool works the same, and ultimately, looks will probably determine your choice rather than the min-maxing stats. Now, of course, you can upgrade your multi-tools tier from B to A to S tier and so on. But realistically speaking, unless you have nanites pouring out of your ass like an unstoppable avalanche of diarrhea, this is a waste of time. Instead, you can take a look at the coordinate exchange subreddit or maybe check out my own video as to where to find the best S rank looking multi-tools. For this though, you also will need an active portal, and of course I have made a tutorial for that too. Now, upgrading your multi-tool will take quite a lot of nanites, so for the sake of brevity, I've done a guide for that as well, so do check it later down the line. Today is more about getting it up in the first place, than penetrating the concrete wall named the grind. Now, since these days you can carry up to 4 tools, you are capable of diversifying your arsenal. So, the question becomes, so what's best? Dedicated combat, mining and scanning tools, each with their own upgrades? Or can you be just as capable with one multi-tool that does it all? Well, min-maxing aficionados like the botflies will dig under everyone's skin about the dedicated tools being the best, and yes, that is true. With multiple tools, you can reach the maximum potential of each type of gameplay, though it's a lot more hassle. While the jack-of-all-trades tools are cramped and often will lack in every single aspect, but at least you will never forget anything no matter what you do. And this is why these types of multi-tools are the best when you just start out. So then, upgrade-wise, you have limited amount of slots, which again you can upgrade for, but it's just best to get the tool that's already near finished or completely unlocked. In these slots you can insert a technology or an upgrade for it. However, if you don't have the base technology, say for example Boltcaster, then all the Boltcaster upgrades on their own won't do anything. Also, there are overcharged quote-unquote slots that will increase further what a said upgrade or technology in that slot will do. So be careful to pick and choose the right ones. Additionally, each type of upgrade has limited capacity. This is to say that you can't just equip every single Boltcaster upgrade in one multi-tool and hope that it works. Most of them are limited to one base technology with 4 extra upgrades. There of course are sentinel parts that are limited to 3 per tool, and there are upgrades that benefit multiple technologies too. Still, the game will tell you if your upgrades are overloaded, and taking out some of them will return functionality. As for purchasing upgrades themselves, well, some technologies you can learn in Nexus, but the real best stuff you can pick up over at starports, or if you feel lucky, over at outlaw stations. Of course, there are a few exploits that will allow you duping and min-maxing these upgrades, so if you want to see that kind of a guide, well, do let me know, and of course, subscribe. Alright then, well, now that you know how to upgrade, well, what the hell should you put in it? Now, at the very beginning, farming and grinding, gathering materials will be the biggest headache, so prioritizing mining tool upgrades is a good idea. Even if you get a few C-rated upgrades, if you can't buy better ones, it's still good enough. In the end, of course, swapping out for S-rated upgrades is your goal, and with additional things you can pick up from Nexus. Now, if exploration is your foray, well, scanning upgrades and language blueprints will make short work of it. However, aside from increasing your credit numbers, scanner upgrades are, well, frankly speaking, useless. Especially since you can do the infinite money exploit relatively quickly and easily. Of course, for more information, I'll link it down below. As for the weapons, well, now you're talking. From the vast selection of weapon types, here's what you would need to know about them. Maximum damage potential you can reach is around 13,000. Most likely it will be due to the scatter blaster, aka shotgun. Second best in my opinion is the Pulse Splitter, super easy to use and lots of ammo. Boltcaster is a basic middle of the road sort of a weapon with surprisingly good damage if min-maxed. Blaze Javelin is massive piece of shit. While Geology Cannon is fun to use, while Plasma Launcher, even without upgrades, possibly is the best weapon against the big targets. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but basically the big takeaway here is that Blaze Javelin is garbage and should be dumped in a nearby dumpster, like an unwanted stillborn before the prom night. Can you tell I hate that weapon? Oh, and as for the Mining Beam, well, it deals damage, but clearly it's not the real contender. However, if you don't have anything else, well, it still works. But there you go, a quick and simple guide through the multi-tools. Building the perfect one will be really up to you, and it will take a lot of nanites, but even without that, an S-tier upgrades will do the trick. There's not much science into it, it's mostly about min-maxing the S-tiers. And that's about it. As always, do check out the Patreon link down below if this helped out and you in turn want to support the stuff I do. But for now, I'ma go and burn that Blaze Javelin.